This is a bookmark. And I use tattoos. This is what you end up with. This one looks like a kitty cat. And you put this end into a book to keep it open. There's a placeholder. I'll do another video for making clocks. That's the zodiac clock. And I found these really nice tattoos in most of the zodiac signs. I'm missing Libra and Capricorn, but I've contacted the manufacturer to see if they do a Libra and a Capricorn. That's another video for another day. So today we're doing bookmarks. And come with me as I pour for more. Okay, Charlie is going to illustrate how to use or demonstrate how to use these book opener thingies. Show us what it looks like, Daddy.
Well, it's usually got a hole for a thumb, and then the wings. When you hold them in the book, the wings keep the sides open, so that they won't close on you. You know, it makes it much easier to hold the book with one hand and still be able to read both pages.
Would you stop moving the book around, please?
It allows you to much easierly read your book without, the pages folding over. You can hold it with one hand.
You like it?
Yeah, just lift your thumb out of the way and you can change the page and it'll stay changed. So
is it cool beans?
Yeah, they're cool beans.
Thank you. Hey, welcome back to Bored as Heck Crafts. Today I am casting a few projects in something that's called Jesomite or Ecopour. Let's see, I'm experimenting with different brands of this stuff. I think that's Eco casting resin. It's a water-based resin. It's not resin, it's not epoxy resin, but it's a more sustainable resin mixture. It kind of feels like porcelain when you're done. And it sets up in just a couple of hours. Half an hour you can demold it. And it's you weigh it out and then divide it by 3 for the water. So it's 1 part water to 3 parts powder. So what you need to do is you start with a scale. And this is a postal scale. And I turn it on and tear it off. It's T-A-R-E. Zoom that out a little bit so you can see. I guess I need to move everything over just a little so it's on camera. Okay. So I've got the postal scale, my empty pot. I'm going to tear it, hit that button until it goes to 0 ounces. And I usually do quite a bit at a time, so I'll fill this up as high as I can get it. does get everywhere, so it's good to have workspace outside. It's like working with flour, you know. And I'll tend to use quite a bit of this at any one time. So I'll fill up my little pouring space here. And that's 43.42 ounces. So I'll get my calculator going. $43.42 divided by 3, which means I'll need 14.47 ounces of water. So I'm going to tear this out to 0. 43, what did I say it was? 14.47 ounces. And I keep a bucket of water next to my workstation. What's 47? Tear it out. Come on, go to 0. 14.47. And just keep watching that scale until you hit that as close as you can. I'm at 10, 10.3, 12, 12.31, 13.62, looking for 14.47. Okay, what kind of over is that? 14.57? So then I have one of these, and I'll suck water out. 14.46, you're not going to get closer to, oh wait a minute, now it's at 14.50. Yeah, 14.46, not going to get much closer to 47 than that. And you're done with your scale, right? So with Ecopour, you put the powder into the water a little bit at a time and mix it up. I've got a whisk for that. So there's your powder. Gotta be kind of careful because it'll poof. I put about a third of it in. Then I mix it. Put a little more in. And we mix it. Don't do this if you're thirsty because you'll think it's milk and you'll want to drink it. Blech. Okay. Now, if you want to put coloring or tint into this, I have discovered that tinting the water is the best way to go. You tint the water before you add the powder. And you just mix that for a couple of minutes, and you'll be able to tell, you know, that it's You scrape the sides, you'll be able to tell it's mixed by the way it feels in there. Now this sets up fast. So you put your mold down, and here are these are the spacers for reading the books, or for the bookmarks. Reading the books, what am I saying? But I'm going to do a couple of different things here. This is a clock. It's a zodiac sign clock, and you just pour things in and let it level out. It's not going to take much at all of this stuff. I really like this whale one. You fill it right up to the top. And then we'll come back in about an hour and demold these. What do you think? Be back. We poured these bookmark things, and they're really easy to demold. And again, this is just a couple hours after we poured the initial things. You just peel them out of the mold. And while they're still soft, that's how you trim them up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's see. This is a dog, I think it's supposed to be. Puppies. Now, it'll take a couple of days for them to get, truly hard. But they're hard enough now to demold and work with, actually. The birdie. How easy that is. I really find this so much easier than epoxy. Look how easy that was to clean up. So you could conceivably make 3 to 4 sets of these in a day if you're doing high production like I am for craft shows. Okay, so what's the next step, you ask? Well, we need to go inside into my inside workshop, and I'll show you what I do to decorate these. One of the things that's really cool about this Ecopour stuff is it's so versatile. You can put coloring into it and make, like here I put a chocolate brown into it, and I think it gives you a real classy beige color. And these are using temporary tattoos, and that's what we're going to use today to create the bookmarks. So, here are our shapes So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bookmarks. And I've got this file to just very easily just take the edges off where I over poured. It's that easy. There's a little bit of over pour. It's that easy. Bim, boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, the next thing you're going to get together is a bowl of water. And yes, you're hearing chickens. I've got baby chicks on the floor behind me. Here are some Ecopour coasters I've made with tattoos in them. These are fish, and what I do is I pour the coaster, and then I put the decal or the tattoo down, and then I put clean resin over the top, or clear resin. Here's one that's a hummingbird, and that's, of course, blue tinted. I think these are lovely with the flowers in them. But for these, we're going to use mandala tattoos. And one thing you want to keep in mind is you don't have to be able to see the whole pattern, because you're kind of going for an artistic variegation on your design. So, like for the first one, let's choose this tattoo. And I think that would be interesting on this fish. So I want it to be able to overlap a little bit, but I don't want to waste this much of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a semicircle off there. Like so. Now, another thing you need to do is get like a piece of paper towel and wet it. There's a clear piece of plastic over the top of the tattoo that you peel off. And I'm going to submerge this in the water that's in this bowl. Just for a couple of seconds. And you lift that out. Now I'm going to place it on top of this whale. You brush it down with your hand. Take your wet towel and rub it gently. And it's easiest if you can slide the tattoo. Then just don't worry if it peels back like this just did, because we'll be able to fix that. Bend it around the corners. And he's got an eyeball, so I'd like to take a Q-tip, put it through the hole. Basically, you're just smoothing down the tattoo at this point. And again, the parts that tore, we're not going to worry about it, because we've got this part. That I think I'm going to put right here. So I'm cutting the excess white. If I can keep a hold of the thing. Tearing off the outside sheet of plastic. Dunking it in the water over here. Now, I'll line it up on the other side of this flower type thing. And it's giving me a hard time only because I'm on camera. Sometimes you have to monkey with it. And once you get it on there, you just take the damp cloth or paper towel and go over the top and make sure everything's laying down. So I'm thinking we need a little something right here. So we're going to choose another mandala. So I'm thinking that much. Peel off the outside plastic. Dunk that in the water. Should probably move it so you can see what I'm doing. Dunk that in the water. Which way do we want the... I'm going to say I'm going to point those down. And, you know, with art, you can't force it. Let it be what it wants. Let it be what it wants to be. Don't feel like you have to control every aspect of what you're doing. Just let it be free-spirited. What do you think? See how I slid that off there? If you try to peel it up, sometimes you peel the tattoo right along with it. Now, I find my tattoos on Amazon. They're good price there. Occasionally Temu has them. And they'll have the exact same ones as Amazon, but cheaper. It's just they have minimum buying requirements, and you end up spending more money than you really want to. If you're a Prime member of Amazon, I think that's the best way to go. So I'm going to turn Fishy over here and use the rest of this tattoo again. We'll let that dry a second. But this was the ones that I've already made. Now I did take a gel pen, which are wonderful to use on this type of material, and I colored the eyes in. So what do you think of those? You like that? This one we just made together. I think he's quite clever. So there's one more step, but you've got to let this stuff dry so there's no more moisture in it. And you see that's quite wet. This guy's dry. I did him a couple of days ago. I like the way the pattern on this cat turned out. We got the tattoos on these and they're dry. So now we're going to seal everything. Now we're going to seal everything. Can you see that? I put the camera back. That's so weird. It's just a lacquer spray. And I just spray over the top. I do 2 coats. It only takes like 20 minutes to dry. And then I'll flip them over and do 2 more coats. And we're done with them. Hey, you know what? Subscribing and thumbs up doesn't cost you anything. Free subscription. Craft with me. Try not to be bored. And these things really do sell. Okay? So come back to Boarders Hut Crafts. Join the family. Talk it up a little bit. And we'll see you in the next video.